Hey everybody, I'm here with Eduard de Wilde, one of the European leading biohacker authorities, an entrepreneur in the space, a certified bulletproof coach, a biocybernaut neurofeedback alumni, and a general all-around master of the biohacking craft. And what he's going to talk to us about today is the morning rituals of peak performers. So handing over to you, Eduard, I imagine, and we just spoke about this, that the morning ritual starts with a little bit of preparation the night before. So how would you go about that? How do you go about that?
Yeah. Maybe we should first start talking about why I have a morning ritual, because I think that's also very important to discuss that topic. Because a morning ritual, for every decision that you make, you use a little bit of willpower. That's the idea. And you have a certain amount of willpower to use for the day, to use for the most important decisions that you have to make. And if you want to be a peak performer, then you can expect that there are many important decisions that you have to make during that day. And to put everything in a morning ritual makes it a habit. And once it is a habit, it doesn't cost you any willpower anymore. So that's for me one of the biggest reasons to talk about a morning ritual, because then you have a kickstart, a head start, because you don't have to think about it anymore.
And to extend on that, a great life can be considered a series of great days, and a great day starts with a great morning. Therefore, morning ritual.
Yeah, you're right. And you asked me how I start the morning, and that's in fact the preparation starts in the evening. And I always wake up at the same time in the morning. That's also a very important part of my ritual.
What time is that?
6 a.m. No, 6 a.m. And I try to wake up at 6 a.m. also in the weekend, and I also try to go to bed at the same time in the weekend. So the more consistent you have your sleep routine in place, the better it is for your circadian rhythm. The more refreshed you can wake up, the better quality of sleep you have. So I try to go to bed to lie in bed at 10 p.m. and before 10 p.m. because I'm a morning person, so I'm not that productive in the evening. So that's for me, that's in fact a kind of spoiled time. I spend 1 or 2 hours before I go to bed. I spend it on relaxing things, like for example taking a walk in the forest to wind down. Especially in the winter when it's becoming dark, I avoid the blue light. I avoid, I use the blue light blocking glasses. So I've everything in place that my body is wind down. And if I'm too stressed, I do some breathing exercises in the evening just to make sure that I'm relaxed when I go to bed. And then at 6 a.m. I wake up, and I don't need an alarm anymore, because once you are used to that rhythm, then your body just knows that it is time to wake up. And then I start with the Wim Hof breathing method, and I experience that it gives me a lot of energy. So if you have a bad night and you do the Wim Hof breathing, then you can compensate for all that bad feelings, because you feel refreshed and you feel energized as hell.
How long is that?
Yeah, it takes me about 30 minutes.
Okay.
To complete it. It's between 20 and 30 minutes. Most of the time I do 4 rounds of breathing, and I finish the breathing with push-ups. And the nice thing about the push-ups is that you get your blood flowing, you get the lymphatic system flowing, so you get also energized by just doing the push-ups. The breathing I do lying on a mattress that is emitting infrared light. So I use the one that is from True Dark, and so it's a mattress with near infrared light, or red light and yellow light. It also have a cushion that is emitting the infrared light. So I don't need to spend 15 minutes standing before a panel. I just lay down on the mattress and I do my breathing.
That's exercise. A hack.
That's a hack, yeah. It's a life hack. It saves you a lot of time. And,
now all you need to do is add some ice onto it.
Yeah, I have to find out a way to combine near infrared and an ice bath at the same time. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know how to implement it, but it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But then I go to I do some mobility exercises, so some stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to my self-made ice bath. So I turned my chest freezer into a proficient ice bath.
Yeah. The one that you have to be careful of, right?
Yeah, always unplug the power. And yeah, and in the first version I made all beginners mistakes. So I only sealed the inside with how do you call it? It's something you use for the bathrooms to seal the seams.
Yeah. Silicone or
silicone. Yeah, the silicone, and I use the silicone, but that is not suitable for seaming your ice bath.
It's life or death.
Yeah, so it started to rust, and my wife didn't trust it anymore. So she said, "You should change your setup, or we have a fight." So I made the wise decision to create version 2.0.
Yeah.
It was quite an experience because I did it. I followed the rules of and maybe it's interesting for the viewers that you have a Facebook group. It's called the Chest Freezer Cold Plunge.
Nice.
And you can also, there are many very useful tips within that Facebook group, but also you can buy an ebook, and that is a very, very useful guide if you want to set up the chest freezer yourself. And so I followed all his tips. So I did not only seal the seams with GB water well, that's specially made for underwater sealing, but also I implemented a liner that's made. It was made to measure it was a pond liner, so it's made from EDPM, if I recall it well. So it's able to withstand the ozone that I also use. So I have an ozone device to clarify the water.
No way.
Make sure that, yeah.
Okay.
And the filter.
You kind of infuse the water with ozone. Inside the ice bath, add the ice.
Yeah.
How long?
Yeah, 30 minutes per day. That's enough.
30 minutes in the ice bath.
No. I thought
you die, right?
Yeah. I thought you wanted to know how long I put the ozone generator.
No.
On.
Good question, though. Good answer. Yeah.
No, it's 3 to 5 minutes. It depends on how I feel. If I take 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and sometimes the water is 5 degrees, and then I do more time. So I do 5-6 minutes, and when it's 1 to 2 degrees, then that's a huge difference. Those 3-4 degrees difference has a huge impact. That's when it's 1 degree, then I feel the pain of the cold.
Yeah.
And when it's 5 degrees, it's just relaxing and
nice. Like a jacuzzi.
Yeah, and I like, and I must admit that I like the pain. So I prefer to have it on 1 to 2 degrees zero or above zero. So that's, then I feel the pain, and then it's really, and especially when you jump out of the bath, the experience you feel, the chilling you feel, it's
the hormones flush, endorphins.
Yeah,
Exactly.
everything.
Okay, so now we've done the ice bath.
Yeah, and then I sit down for a while and do some breathing, and it's a 15 minutes combination of mindfulness and meditation.
Okay.
So I start with 2 minutes mindfulness, so that I will be in my body. Then I do the meditation.
Question. But you've been you've been 3 to 5 minutes inside the ice bath. What's on your mind? You're just bearing it, or you're doing exercises there?
I am very focused on becoming warm. So I'm sitting in the ice bath, and the only thing I care about is how I can mentally create that fire, that inner fire to heat up myself. That's amazing. The only thing I think about.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Intense. Okay. So now you do 15 minutes of proper mindfulness, breathing with mindfulness.
Yeah, meditation.
In your body.
Yeah. And so it's, the 1-2 minutes mindfulness practice is a very good preparation of the meditation itself. So then you are into your body, and you can very easily, transition into the meditation. And then after, 10-12 minutes meditation, I do some gratitude. So I don't write it down, but just think about the things I'm grateful for, and that's when you have a very busy life with, as an entrepreneur, many things go wrong during the day, because that's part of being an entrepreneur or a peak performer or whatever. And then there is always the risk that you get overwhelmed by the challenges of entrepreneurship. And when you think about the things that you are grateful for, then you get that mind shift. You just think about the good things in life, and then it enables you to start your day with a very optimistic way of looking at the things to come. So
gratitude practice is pretty much one of the few things which is proven, proven to make you happier. So it's kind of like it has to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. Just as meditation. In fact, all the things that are in my morning ritual are evidence-based, because there's a lot of scientific literature supporting also all those different elements of my morning ritual.
So how long is your gratitude practice in sort of minutes?
Yeah, it's 2 minutes. So
2 minutes?
Yeah,
timed?
It's you have Ziva meditation, and Ziva meditation, I followed her course, and she instructed me not to time it, not to set an alarm, but just do it just by intuition.
Yeah.
And the more proficient you become, the more aware you become of the time. And for me, it's almost always when I open up my eyes after the 3 elements, so the mindfulness, the meditation, and the gratitude, I'm always on the 15 minutes mark. So that's
perfect.
You become used to it.
And one of the techniques that I like for gratitude is, normally people think about are grateful for their loved ones, the big things in their life, but it's also a nice exercise. I think it was from Tony Robbins, to just think of the wind blowing on your face, or something moving over there, or something very subtle and insignificant.
Yeah, you can choose anything you want, and I try to use different things that I'm grateful for each day. So
cycle them.
Yeah.
So that 15 minutes, you broke it up into a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of breathing, and a little bit of gratitude.
Yeah. So it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes mindfulness, 10 to 12 minutes meditation.
What's the difference between meditation and mindfulness? What is that? What does that mean?
Yeah. With mindfulness, you are focused, because you are focused, listening to the noises, to the smell, the taste. You become aware of all the things in your body. That's in short mindfulness. And in meditation, you try to think about nothing, and you're just breathing. And when any thoughts pop up, you look at the thoughts and you say, okay, that's a thought. And then you just start back again to focus on your breathing, and just breathe again till thoughts come up, and you become aware of your thoughts. It's a different, it's very related to each other, but it's a different way of practicing. Yeah.
Clear. Okay.
And
now we're feeling grateful.
Yeah. And when I'm grateful, then I'm also grateful for my cup of coffee that I will drink at that moment.
Brought to you by Noordcode?
Noordcode, yeah.
Unpack that for us.
Noordcode is my own brand, functional foods. And I questioned, why should we import, especially for biohackers, why should we import expensive products from the United States if we have the highest quality ingredients in Europe? And so I started to develop our own grass-fed collagen and ghee and toxin-free coffee and the C8 MCT oil made from coconuts and that. That's your morning brew? That's my morning brew is not every day. So I start first with a plain cup of coffee. Yeah. Of Noordcode coffee, of course.
French press?
No, an espresso machine. I love espresso. So
you have the capsules?
No. I just have a beautiful Italian espresso machine. So that's part of my happiness.
Advanced level. Ninja level coffee, yeah?
Yeah. Yes, it is. And then I do some kettlebell swings, also to get my blood flowing and to get my muscles working. So
how many? What weight?
24 kilos, 30 swings.
30
so
swings.
It's not, yeah.
One set.
One set. Yeah. Sometimes I do 3 sets when I feel like it, but just as a part of my ritual, I just do 1 set. Then my heart rate goes to 150, and that's. And
I'm seeing some variance between like low intensity, high intensity. Is that based on the URA? When your HRV is looking shaky?
It's not based on aura. It's just because I like to get my blood flowing in the morning. That's after this ritual, my body is just ready to start the day. So you have put all the hormesis elements on your body in 1 to 2 hours. So you have the cold, you have the infrared, you have the meditation for your mind, you have the kettlebell, the push-ups. So it's a combination of all different.
Explain the hormesis thing.
So the hormesis is what doesn't kill you, make you stronger. Yeah. So the idea is that just by giving a little bit of stress to your body, your body will adapt to it, and then all nice things start to happen. And that's, in fact, weight training is also a kind of hormesis, because you put stress on your muscles and they will adapt by becoming stronger. And also if you go into the cold, then you start to create more bounded fat tissue, and the bound fat tissue, it contains more mitochondria. So you build more mitochondria, so you get more more energy capacity in your body. So that's the way I look at it.
Nice. So hormesis, also known as positive stress, also known as eustress, something which stresses your system to make it stronger. And you've built that into, the first hour and a half or so of the day. Yeah,
and it's mild stress. So for me, it's no competition. Taking an ice bath. I mean,
1 degree ice bath. Ouch.
Yeah, that's a stressor, but I don't push my limits. It's not that I say, okay, this time 5 minutes. Next day, 6 minutes.
No, okay.
And the end of the month, 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes. That makes no sense for me. It's because when you stress your body too much, then you can weaken your immune system, and that's not what I want. I want to strengthen it.
Especially now, do you submerge your head?
I don't.
Yeah.
And many people do. But from a practical reason, I don't, because when I'm ready to start the day, then I have to dry my hair again, and
We'll get there.
Maybe I'm too vain for it, but it's
still
not
young.
It's not practical for me.
Fair enough. But you know what? Like I've heard, one of my best friends is the world leading cryotherapy kingpin, and for the technology, what he says is that freezing the head is a very important has a very important benefit. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, like the brain, etc. So, but when I go in ice water it's okay in the cryo chamber, but under the water, it is like horrible. It is really
maybe that's the real reason that I'm a bit afraid of putting my head under the water. But I will try it. I also believe.
Think of me. Thank you.
I also believe it activates the vagus nerve. That's I think I read somewhere. So
if you put the head in.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so now we've had our first coffee, the first black coffee. So everything that you've done until this point is pre-coffee.
Yeah, and that's, if you talk about hormesis, part of hormesis is also intermittent fasting. So some days I don't eat at all. I just drink my coffee and I lunch at 1 or 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I do take my bulletproof coffee made from Noordkoud coffee, and and that's if I like the extra shot of energy, the extra cognitive performance that it creates, then I take my my bulletproof coffee in the morning, but that's only at 10 a.m. So
my thing is you've kind of you've woken up at 6, you've done this regime. Yeah. But you haven't had a coffee before. You kind of reward yourself after the routine with the coffee.
Yeah.
In a way. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And you said it's you phase between black coffee and upgraded coffee.
Yeah, the upgraded coffee. So the ritual, I finish the ritual around 8 a.m. So then I take my black coffee, plain coffee, and I only have my upgraded coffee at 10 a.m. or not at all.
That's like after some work, after doing some.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that's so you get the caffeine boost at 8 a.m. and then that drives you to 10. Sometimes you'll have another coffee or an upgraded coffee.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's the day like? How many days on black coffee? How many days on upgraded coffee, roughly? 50-50.
Yeah, I think 50-50. Yeah.
And how do you decide when you're going to have a normal coffee or upgraded coffee day?
Yeah, it's the way how I feel, and that's also an important hack.
You want some fat?
Yeah, you know that some biohackers they become too obsessed by all the things that they need to do, and you know, if you don't see your measurements of your Oura ring, then you
get anxious.
You don't know what to do, and what I learned in the past 10 years that that I consider myself a biohacker, I just learned to listen to my body, and I just, you know, I become more intuitive in the way I do things, the way I eat food, the carbs I choose or not. You know, it's more intuition instead of
self-awareness.
Okay, now, yeah. That's, you know, that's I think the goal, that you should become aware of your body, and follow the signals that your body sent to you, instead of, okay, now I'm allowed to eat 25 grams of carbs, and I do some training, and then I'm allowed to add 50 grams of carbs. You know, it's becoming too complex. You know, that's just
nice. Okay, so we've done the routine, a couple of hours. Since we're talking about work now, and now you're in work mode, what are your main work approaches, hacks, etc.?
Yeah, in fact, I finish my routine by preparing the day. So I think about the 3 topics that I want to accomplish that day.
Yep.
And in the evening, I look back and see whether I accomplish it or not. You know.
So, but you think about them, or you write them down, or what? It's just the pure thought exercise.
I think about it. Yeah.
Okay.
You can also write it down, but you know, you have those journals. You know, they are very useful. But for me, it's just part of my thinking process, just to prepare for my day.
Yeah.
And then I use a kind of Pomodoro technique, just to create that blocks of time that I am focused in, you know, in writing or managing my website or purchasing products, so that I'm not becoming too distracted by all the different input that you get all day. Because you know, you have the Slack channel, you have a WhatsApp channel, you have Messenger, you know, email. So there are hundreds of messages coming in each day, and if you are open for those, for that input, then it's becoming a nightmare. Yeah.
So your Pomodoro, you're doing 25. For anyone, Pomodoro technique is a focusing method. 25 minutes on one task, 5 minutes break. If you interrupt the 25 minutes, you have to start again, and your goal is to have as many Pomodoros in a day as possible. That's a broad overview. Google it, Pomodoro. But are you doing the 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off?
No, it's too short for me.
Yeah.
So I take 50 minutes. So it's
50
for me.
50 minutes, 10.
50.
Yeah, 50-10.
Yeah, 50-10. So that's what I try, just to make sure that after 50 minutes I stand up, I move around, you know, to get things flowing again, and then come back to work. And that's that's my goal.
Nice.
And,
Beautiful. Okay, well, I think that's kind of been very helpful. I do want to make a app recommendation. I just loaded it while you were talking, and it's got a little note there saying, when you load it, take a cold shower for as long as you can, as often as you can, and then it gives you write today's morning entry. I am grateful for. What will I do to make today great? That can be the 3 main things. And daily affirmations. So it has a morning set and an evening set. The evening set is 3 amazing things that happened today. How could I have made today better? Really nice app. And you can put a photo as well. That's a little tip there.
And what's the name of the app?
5 Minute Journal. Thank you. You're a very good interviewer. And also I really like the Pomodoro apps, because you put it on your phone and then you can't pick up the phone because you see that there's a timer on it. And it works really well with the Apple Watch. They sync up. You look at your watch. You just have to you just have that timer going. So those are some tips there.
Yeah. I have two computers, and I have one computer for my communication. So I have 8 email accounts, and I have 4 Slack channels, and I have, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So then I've on my separate computer, so I can block that one and just focus on working on this computer. And,
no instant messages on the main computer. Nice one.
Yeah, sometimes I forget about my intentions, and then I'm open to all those incoming messages. And then after when I look back on the day and I think about the things that I've done, then you have done nothing. You have just reacted on incoming messages, and that's a perfect way to become non-productive and to become a non-peak performer, just to be open for all the incoming.
Yeah, be proactive, not reactive. Yeah. So, okay, so in wrapping up, if we could ask you to kind of put into a 30-second or 1-minute kind of overview, what is your main suggestion for our audience in order to, create an amazing day, thereby creating an amazing life? What is your view?
Maybe the best way is to look at your life, at the different aspects of your lifestyle as a system. And for me, what I just explained is a system, how I can become productive and energized and to start my day in order to make it a perfect day. But also, if you look at food, and we mentioned a little bit about the upgraded coffee, etc. It's also about the system. I know what things I should eat at what time in order to feel good. But because I know what is in the system, I know at what things I have to dial in order to improve myself. And once you have created those different systems, then it's very easy to keep them in place. And if you lose track, you can come back because you know the system. And that's the system's way of looking at things is I think a perfect way, instead of just looking at the different elements and said, okay, I have to do it. Now I have to do that. Now I have to do that. And if you don't do it, then you get disappointed. Now I have a system, and within that system, there's a lot of freedom, and you let your body decide how strict you are that day or not. That's
beautiful. Well, thank you very much. On behalf of everyone, I think if they take 2 or 3 ideas of your ritual, they'll change the game
immediately.
We can all aim for that level of routine. So thanks again.
Cool.
Until next time.
My pleasure.